What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have PassCode. Yes, indeed. How about that? PassCode making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi-bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Greg Garvin and SMB, and this is actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, SMB. I hope you enjoy the show, man, and you as well, Greg. They both want to see me react to this song by PassCode called Flavor of Blue.
What?
I didn't know blue had a flavor. I mean, I guess off the top of my head, if I had to think about it, blue would equal raspberry, like blue raspberry, that artificial blue raspberry, I guess. Sure, why not?
Get some facts and come back and see me.
Now, have I ever heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by PassCode Official. Okay. And the video has 164,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. PassCode, Flavor of Blue, PassCode Nippon Budokan 2022. Okay. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Let's pause there, shall we? Okay. Right out the gate, just immediately kicked into the song. and immediately at full speed. It went from 0 to 80 in 0.01 seconds. You know what I mean? It was just take off. A little abrupt, but at the same time, I think that's part of the appeal of the song. Is it because it was an abrupt takeoff? It was an abrupt start. Just absolutely smacks you in the face. And it's effective. It is absolutely effective. And I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. Vocally, between the four ladies, it reminds me, I found out in the comments, people in the comments told me when I reacted to another band, and I was like, it kind of reminds me of this band that I did a reaction to, and the reaction got blocked, but I forgot the name of the band. They told me who the name of the band was. It was Lady Baby. It was the four ladies, and the one with the pink hair was doing all the grit and growl. Very similar style to that, where you have, you know, three of the vocalists doing clean vocals, and you have the one vocalist doing the grit and growl. I like that. I like that blend of the grit and growl and melodic singing. I've always been a big fan of that, and they're doing a bang-up job of it. Instrumentally, everybody sounds really tight. Everything sounds really good. My only issue, and I know this is part of the culture of this style of music, and I get it. The whole digital part with the EDM breakdown there in the middle of it, it just, you know, I don't feel like it added anything to the song. I don't think it really contributed anything. I don't really think it was necessary. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. And I like, okay, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna have that EDM breakdown, you're gonna have that electronica feel and added the digital in, it better have some impact on the song, and it better be needed. Like, not just to be okay, it better be impactful. I'm gonna give you an example. Look at the song Legendary by Skillet, right? Was there EDM in there? Was there electronica in there? Was there the synthetic and the digital in there? Absolutely there was. But did it add to the song in a positive way? Yes, not only in a positive way, but in a necessary way. Like, it was needed. I'm trying to imagine that song without it, and it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna be nearly as effective as it having that electronic aspect in the song. Looking at this song, you take that electronic part out, it's perfectly fine. Just have the drummer back there on the kick drum. Dun, 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 dun. And the kick and the hi-hat. That would have been perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. We don't need the electronic. I don't understand why it was put in there. I don't get it. Like I said, it's part of the culture. Okay, fine. But is it needed? Is it really needed for the song? Does it add to the song? Like, if you took it out, would the song be affected in a negative way? I don't think so. I don't think it'd be affected in a negative way. As a matter of fact, for me personally, taking it out would be a good thing. So, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Anyway, let's keep going here. Let's see how this goes. Dun, 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 dun. I like that. I like that. Coming out of that phrase, ending the phrase with that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That triplet feel, while still being, it didn't switch to 6, 8. It just felt like it, even though the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 was still there. That bum, 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 bum. Nice. Nice play on feel there with that triplet feel. Good way to end a phrase. A really strong and effective way. A very defining way to end the phrase. Like I said, for the most part, I'm liking everything I'm hearing. It's just the digital, I don't see the point. I really don't. It's not affecting the song in a positive way. Like, I'm trying to imagine taking it out, and the song is fine without it. It really is. So I don't understand the need for it. I know people's arguments are going to be, well, it's the style of the song, it's the culture of the song, blah, 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 blah. And that's wonderful and all, but I mean, try to imagine, just for a second, try to imagine pulling all that digital out and hearing the song in a far more analog style.
It could work!
That's what I'm doing. And I like what I'm hearing in my head. I like what I'm hearing in my head more than what I'm hearing here with all the digital. I'm just not a fan of the digital work. It doesn't contribute in a positive way to the song, not in a memorable way, not in a way that affects the song in a positive light. It's unnecessary. It really is. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, we got about a minute to go. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Oh my God. Mega Man! Mega Man! There's a hole in the ground! Where's Mega Man when we need him? Tempo change. It's interesting. It works. Mega Man, Mega Man. I love that video. I love Ego Raptor. He is just hysterical. Anyway, I just had that pop in my head when I heard that part. I was like, oh God. I can just see Ego Raptor absolutely tearing this apart. Anyway, interesting. Fun, but interesting. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was PassCode with Flavor of Blue. This was a request from Greg Garvin and SMB, and this was actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, SMB. I hope you enjoyed the show, and you as well, Greg. All right. I thought about it, but I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I didn't think very long. This score came to me. It took me about a minute or two to think about it and get this score. It didn't take long. So let's get to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I really enjoyed this. Overall, I really enjoyed everything I heard for the most part. I had a great time listening to this, and I would absolutely listen to this again. The composition, the notation, the chordal patterns, the chordal flow, the chordal progression, the melodies, the harmonies, they all made sense. It all sounded good. There was never one time in the song, as far from a songwriting standpoint, from a chordal standpoint, where I sat there and went, that doesn't make sense. There were a couple of places from an arrangement standpoint, we're gonna get to those, I promise you. But from a songwriting standpoint, nothing I heard made me go, huh? You know, everything made sense. Everything flowed really well. Instrumentally, guitars, bass, drums, keyboards, all the voicings, everything sounded great across the board. The guitar in particular sounded thick.
Dummy thick.
It did not sound thin. It did not sound weak. It did not sound glassy. It did not sound tinny. No, it was nice, bone crunching, thick and crunchy tone, and I really enjoyed listening to the guitar on this. I could hear the bass clear as day. I didn't have to go searching for it. It was there present in the mix, and I absolutely appreciate that. And from what I could hear, the bass player was locked in with the drummer, and they did a great job setting the mood and tone, keeping the song moving forward, and I really appreciate both of their work. Some great subdivision work from them in multiple spots, in particular that one place that I had to pause. And right about the 3-minute mark where we heard that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that triplet feel to end the phrase. What a great way to end the phrase. I've always loved that 3 against the 4 being used throughout songs, in particular to end phrases, because that's such an exclamation point. When you do that, there's no doubt, because if you're clicking along at 4/4 time, just bum 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 dun 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 dun. That is such an exclamation point. That is undeniably the end of the phrase. You know what I mean? So I think that was very intelligent. The vocals. If I'm being honest, I think the vocals sounded really good. I don't have any issue with the vocals. I love the blend between the clean vocals and the grit and growl vocals. Very reminiscent of Lady Baby. That's the name of the band I was thinking of that I did a reaction to. Unfortunately, that reaction got blocked, but I mean, nonetheless, I still remember those 4 ladies. And very reminiscent of that. Having the one that does the grit and growl and the other 3 doing melodic singing with both melodies and harmonies. And doing a great job on all of it. Sounded really good. I really enjoyed the vocals on this. My only gripe, and I know this is going to be a point of contention with a lot of people who are PassCode fans, I want you guys to ask yourself this question, okay? And I want you to really put your fandom aside. Look at this from a third person. Look at it from my perspective, okay? Someone who's never heard PassCode before, someone who's never been introduced to PassCode, and this is your first impression. Being a rock and metal head, okay? I know the digital and the EMD and everything else, or the EDM, I know it's part of the culture of this style of music, okay? I get that. But I want you to ask yourself this question. If those aspects were not in the song, would the song have been affected in a negative way if we were to take that electronica part out? Take that out of the mix and rely completely on the analog instrumentation. Would that affect the song in a negative way? And I try to imagine this song without it. I pictured it in my head, how it would sound without the electronica aspects, without the digital aspects. I gotta tell you, folks, it sounded just fine in my head without it. I'll be honest with you, there were parts where I think it would have sounded even better. For example, after the first chorus, when they went in that little drum breakdown, and it was just driven by those 808s, doo, doo, doo. I'm sitting here going, what if it was just the kick drum? What if it was just the kick with the hi-hat, without the digital, without, you know, the synth parts, you know, going over like, what if it was just the drummer doing the kick, doing the hi-hat, driving the song forward? I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I think it would have sounded better. That's just me, okay? I know that's just my personal opinion, but I mean, I want you to try to imagine that and ask yourself, does the digital really help the song, or is it just filler? If it's just filler, why have it? You know, I mean, I'm serious. Why have it? I didn't hear anything that came from the digital side of the song that added to the song in a constructive and positive way. And I used the song Legendary from Skillet, and I intentionally picked that song because that's my favorite song from Skillet. I love that song, and I even love the digital aspect of it because it adds to the song. You take those digital parts out of that song, and the song loses quite a bit. It really does. That song kind of needs those electronic parts. I don't feel the necessity here. I don't think it's necessary at all. I feel like the analog instruments, bass, drums, guitar, keyboard, I think they would have been just fine on their own. I don't see the need. So I'm not a fan of that part. I'm really not. And unfortunately, they did rely on it quite a bit, but in a very empty way. So I wasn't a fan of that part. I really wish they would take that out. The score would have been up quite a bit higher. I mean, I'm not talking about like 0.1 or 0.2 difference. So I'm talking about a significant jump. Maybe not a whole point. I don't think we would have gone up into the 9s, but you know, an 8.8, yeah, I with all that digital, I could see that. I could see an 8.8, maybe 8.7, but I could see an 8.8 being achieved without all the digital. You know, just, anyway. But overall, though, a very pleasant experience, a very nice experience. I enjoyed listening to this, and believe it or not, I will listen to this again. I can see this going on a couple playlists. I can see this going on a gym playlist very easily on the gym. Driving? Maybe, but I'll have to be careful. I'll have to watch my speed. This is the type of song that I'll be listening to and grooving to, and the next thing I know, I'm looking down my speedometer and I'm doing 90.
I am the hype!
But no, overall, I did enjoy it. I had a good time with it. It was fun to listen to. I think it's a great song on its own with the 8.4. I feel good about that score, and that is where we're going to stay. Now, we may have some new people on the channel who are big fans of PassCode. They've never been here before, and they're wondering, an 8.4, is that a good score? Is that a bad score? I don't know. Well, let me put your minds at ease, okay? It is a great score. If you don't believe me, that's okay. I have proof. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit into the video description. Scroll down just a little bit, and you're going to see my scoring system chart there. And what you're looking for is 8.0 to 8.9. What does that say? It says great. Not good, not okay, not pretty good, not really good, great. And this is actually right about in the middle of the greatness scale. I mean, there's varying degrees of greatness. This is right smack dab in the middle. I do go all the way down into the zeros. I do. I've given zeros before on the channel. I go down to the 1s and 2s. Those are the bad scores. Those are the horrible scores, okay? Trust me, an 8.4 is a great score. And for your first time out on the channel, PassCode, getting an 8.4, not easy. So, yeah, I feel good about that score, and that is where we're going to stay. So, 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.